So we have got directions 1 to 3. So it looks like there are 3 questions. Read the following instructions carefully and answer the questions that follow. An online health analysis survey is conducted by checkyourhealth.com before suggesting the website visitors the health checkup package suitable for each of them. Excuse me. The 3 questions asked before suggesting any package are given below. Specify your gender. Which age group category do you belong to? 13 to 35, 36 to 55, and greater than equal to 56 for young, middle aged, and old. And which BMI category do you belong to? Low is for less than equal to 24.9, which is underweight or normal weight, and B, high, overweight or obese is greater than equal to 25. The website was visited by 1080 visitors in a month, and 3 visitors out of every 5 visitors were male. The following additional information is also known. The ratio of young, middle-aged and old people taking the survey is 3:4:5. The ratio of the number of young low BMI males, young high BMI males, young low BMI females, young high BMI females, middle-aged low BMI females and old low BMI females is 6:4:5:3:4:5. And the ratio of number of middle-aged low BMI males, and we have got another such ratio here. So question asked is what is the number of old high BMI males and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's look at the values that we can bring up. So let's draw a table, right? चलो एक टेबल बनाते हैं और सारे डेटा को एक साथ लेकर आते हैं. Okay. So the categories are required, है ना? ठीक है, कैटेगरी वाला वैल्यू निकालेंगे एंड देन वी विल हैव उसके अलावा सो दिस इज समथिंग जो कि हमें एग्जाम में भी वी विल हैव टू गो अबाउट दिस, राइट? ओके, एंड देन वी हैव next category part is here, and the third one is going to be something like this. Hold on. सारे डेटा को एक साथ कर देते, ठीक है, ताकि एक टेबल ड्रॉ कर सके हम सही से. Okay, so we have hold on, let me see if it is visible. It's not visible. ठीक है, अब इधर देखो. We will need a table, right? So what should the table look like? So we have got 3 categories here, right? And we have got these 3 additional conditions or statements. So what are the categories? पहले तो होगा कि मेल है कि फीमेल है. Within male and female, we will have a group category as in young, middle-aged, old, right? So male के अंडर में भी you will have the 3 categories. Female के अंडर also you will have the 3 categories. Then comes in BMI category. So can I say BMI category can be under male and female both? One would be low and another would be high. Such that total male, low, high, young, low, high, middle-aged, low, high, old, and similarly we will have for female. So that means we should draw a table like this. Jidhar idhar male लिखेंगे, we'll draw a female here. We will have low and high category of BMI, low and high category of BMI. Within the column, and then we will have the 3 age group scenario. So young, middle-aged and old, right? ठीक है. So if this has to be done, so let's quickly draw a table like this. ठीक है, तो मैं थोड़ा सा concrete table बनाना चाहता हूँ, so that it's easier. So before I draw the table, मैं just hold on. So we will need 2 for that, 2 for that, another, and then 3 for that. So टेबल कुछ ऐसा बनना चाहिए जिससे कि सारा चीज आसान हो सके, है ना? ओके, ठीक है. So I think this is good enough, right? So we have male, we have female, we have low BMI, we have got high BMI, then we have got low BMI, we have got high BMI under female, and then we have the category of young, middle-aged and old. Okay. Now, what else was given to us? That there are 1080 visitors in a month, and 3 visitors out of every 5 visitors were male. So the total number of male were 3 out of 5, and total जो है वो हमारे पास 1080 है. So can I say we need to divide 1080 in the ratio 3:5 first of all? So if you divide 1080 in the ratio 3:5, sorry, 3:2, not 3:5, 3:2. So this will become, इसका 5 parts करते हैं तो 216 आएगा. So this will become 216 into 3. This will become 216 into 2. So this is going to be 648 and this is going to be 432. So total male इतने हो गए. Next, the ratio of young, middle-aged and old people taking this survey is 3:4:5. अब ये इस ratio में, in other words, total जो हमारे पास आएंगे, they are in the ratio 3:4:5. So that is going to be 12 overall. So 1080 has to be divided into 12 equal parts, which will result in 90. So this will become 3 into 90, 4 into 90 and 5 into 90, such that 12 into 90 is 1080, right? So 3 into 90 will result in 270, 4 into 90 will result in 360, and 5 into 90 will result in 450. Okay, the next statement. The ratio of number of young, low BMI males, young, high BMI males, young, low BMI females, young, high BMI females, middle-aged, low BMI females, and old, low BMI females is in this ratio. ठीक है, तो इसको fill करते हैं because we are talking about this entire column, young. So young, low BMI males is 6x. Young में high BMI males is 4x. Young में low BMI females is 5x. Excuse me. And young high BMI females is 3x. So we're talking about the first 4 proportion. So can we say this is going to be a total of 18x, and 18x is 270. So x is going to be 15. So ये हमारा 15 into 6 90 हो जाता है, 15 into 4 60, 15 into 5 75, and 15 into 3 45. Okay, since x is going to be 15, तो आगे वाले में middle aged low BMI females is going to be 4x, which will result in 60. and old low BMI females is going to be 5x, which is going to be 75. Okay, so this is what we have about female ka low BMI and as per the three categories. Done with the second statement. Third statement says the ratio of number of middle-aged low BMI males. So इसको हम लोग लिख लेते लगे हाथ 4y middle-aged high BMI males 6y old low BMI males 8y and middle-aged high BMI males high BMI females is 5y. So this is given to us. So if we look at the middle-aged wala row, we can say that 15y, 4y, 6y, 5y, 15y plus 60 is 360 and this will result in y as 20. जैसे ही y 20 होगा, that would mean this is going to be 20 into 4, 80, 20 into 6, 120, 20 into 5, 100, 20 into 8, 160. Now, the two cells that have missing value, we can use it by taking the total males being 648 and total females being 432. So, the total male here is going to be 200, 150, so 350, 350 plus 150 is 510. So 510 hai, so this will result in 138. Similarly, if we look at female overall, this is 75 plus 75, which is 150, 250, 310 plus 45, which is 355. Total overall we have is 432. That will result in 45 plus 32. 45 plus 32 is going to be 77. Right? Says that 90 plus 60 plus 75 plus 45 is 270, 80, 120, 60, 100, ye 360 hai, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at the questions. What is the number of old high BMI males? Old high BMI males, 138. What is the number of old high BMI females? Old high BMI females, 77. Which of the following is the highest? The highest is low old male, that is 160. So low old male, low old male, right? Old low males. Next. Okay. Next question is not a set best, but rather a standard question. Yeah, high tech bite. Mahesh has a milk and water mixture of 60 liters consisting of 20% water. How many liters of milk and water mixture consisting of 40% water must be mixed such that the resultant mixture has more than 25% of water but less than 35% of water? So this will require space, so I'll hide myself ताकि जगह बन सके. Okay. So अगर महेश के पास जो solution है, if we look into it, which is made up of milk and water, total 60 liters का solution है, जिसमें 20% is water. That means 20% of 16, 12 liters is water. So obviously the remaining 48 liters is milk. Now question is how many liters of milk and water? So इसके साथ we are supposed to add another milk and water solution. कितना liters? We don't know. Let's say X liters add करने हमें. Consisting of 40% water. So 40% of X is 0.4X. And obviously the remaining 0.6x is going to be milk. such that the resultant mixture has more than 25% of water but less than 35% of water. That means we will have to deal with water. So पहले water कितना है 12 liters, उसमें water कितना ऐड करा 0.4x liters. This is water overall a total of 60 liters plus x liters. It is given that this has to be more than 25% and it should be less than 35%. So हमें इसको क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करके सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. So first of all what I will do is I'll take care of this L ताकि extra variable ना लगे वो. Another is instead of 25%, let's write this as 1 by 4 and 35% is 35 by 100, which will turn out to be 7 upon 20. This is the least we can do. Now let's cross multiply this and solve this part. So we will have 60 plus x is equal to 48 plus 4 into 4 1.6x, or we will have 0.6x is equal to 12, or this will result in x is equal to 20. So 20 से तो ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. ठीक है. So ये actually less than है. And if I have rearranged, this will become greater than. So x should be greater than 20. So option A, D and E won't make sense. Next, if we solve the other part, we will have 20 into 12, that is going to be 240 plus 0.4 into 20 or 4 into 2, that is 8x. Is going to be less than 7 into 6, 420 plus 7x. So x should be less than 180. This is what we will be getting from the next one. So C is the answer. Okay. Next question. Ramesh distributed a sum. Let me unhide myself. Long question. हाँ, you can use allegation as well. Completely you can use allegation. उसको जो end points है ना 25% and 35% उसको आप बीच में ले लो. बिल्कुल कर सकते हो आप. Ramesh distributed a sum equal among both the children. One invested in a bank which gives compound interest by compounding annually, and another invested in a bank which gives simple interest. The difference between the interest after 2 years and 3 years are 4,000 and rupees 12,800 respectively. Find the sum distributed by Rajiv when the interest rate offered by both the banks are the same. अब ये हो जाएगा थोड़ा सा complicated. If you know the format that in simple interest and compound interest का table, तब ये हो जाएगा simple. Simple कैसे हो जाएगा? That in the first year, simple interest and compound interest earn on the same principal and the same rate of interest is same. X और X होता है, या X की जगह let's say A और A होता है. Okay. Second year में what you will find is simple interest will remain A, but compound interest will become A plus B, as in there is a relation between A and B. That B is R percentage of A, where R is rate of interest. What happens in the third year? In the third year it becomes A, while in compound interest it becomes A plus 2B plus C. Here C is related to B by R percentage. तो अगर आप ध्यान दोगे इधर कि 2 years के बाद में 4,000 is the difference between the interest. So B is our 4,000. Right? Okay. So B is 4,000, तो ये 4,000 हो जाएगा. As in this will become 2 times 4,000. That is 8,000. है ना? So 12,000 तो हो गया. What about this 800? That means C is 800. Now how is 4,800 related? So can we say 800 is actually 20% of 4,000? है ना? 10% of 4,000 is 400, 20% is 800. ये अगर 20% है तो what should be A? So 20% of what number is 4,000? So I'm saying 10% is going to be 2,000. So this is going to be 20,000. Now, if this is 20,000, how is A, as in the first year interest, related with P? P or A may be same R percent का relation होता है. So this is going to be again 20%, as in this 20,000 is 20% of something. So principal will turn out to be 1 lakh. Now question asked is find this sum distributed by Rajiv. It should be actually Ramesh. Rajiv to ab hai nahi. So this sum distributed by Ramesh, it is distributed equally among both the children. So एक kid को 1 lakh दिया, दूसरे kid को भी 1 lakh दिया. Can we say a total of 2 lakh was distributed by Ramesh? So 2 lakh हो जाएगा. If we do not understand this table, the solution is going to be very difficult if we start using the equations. Okay, next one. In a best startup competition, the maximum duration of a presentation is 15 minutes and the minimum duration is 5 minutes. The average duration is 10 minutes. 4 presentations took 12 or more than 12 minutes. If the total time for presentation is 4 hours, then find the maximum number of presentations that happened for exactly 10 minutes. So this is a question based on pure logic, a bit of averages ka concept, right? So maximum duration 15 minutes ka hai and minimum 5 ka. So let's draw this. 5 and 15 का जो middle value है, that is 10. Now, it is given that the average duration is 4 minutes. So this is where the average lies. As in, the deviation below 10 should be same as the deviation above 10. Overall deviation, right? 4 presentations took 12 or more than 12 minutes. So अगर मैं यहाँ पर 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 कर लूँ and similarly 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 कर लूँ. So as per the question, 4 presentations lie here. If the total time for presentations is 4 hours, then find the maximum number of presentations that happened for exactly 10 minutes. See, if I want to compensate this, और मेरे पास sum fix है, ठीक है? So can I say that maximum number of presentations that I can fix for 4 hours is going to be, I mean, we are going to have that maximum number of presentations at 10-minute mark. जब कम से कम presentations will compensate that deviation, right? That is the first logic. We need to find out minimum number of presentations that will compensate this. The second thing is, since we need the sum to be minimum, तो हम लोग ये अगर ये 4 है, right? तो the duration for these 4 presentations that took 12 or more than 12 minutes, we need to have the sum of the time or the sum of minutes that the 4 plus whatever presentations we are going to calculate should take the least number of time out of those 4 hours. These 4 hours is actually 240 minutes. ठीक है? तो हमारी कोशिश है कम से कम में करने की. So if 4 presentations took 12 or more than 12 minutes, so from here can we say कि deviation जो है वो आपका 2 या 2 से ज़्यादा है? From the average, 12 minutes means 2 minutes more. So if I say all the 4 presentations are at 12 minutes, that's an increase of 8 minutes. Suppose all these 4 presentations are 15 minutes long, right? क्योंकि 12 or more लिखा है तो it can be 15. If all the 4 presentations are 15 minutes long, that would mean an overall deviation of 20 minutes. Now, in order to compensate that 8 minutes या 20 minutes का range with minimum number of presentations which are less than 10 minutes, 8 मिनट्स को हम लोग केवल 2 प्रेजेंटेशन से कॉम्पेंसेट कर सकते हैं. We need minus 8. So one presentation will turn out to be at 5-minute mark. तो वो already 5 decrease हो गया. Right? This is already 5 less. I need another 3 less. So if I need another 3 less, तो मैं एक presentation को I'll put it over here. So one at 5, another at 7. So that 5 is 5 less than 10 and 7 is 3 less than 10. There is a deviation of 8 below 10. अब ये 8 compensate हो जाएगा, assuming that 12 पे we will have all the 4 presentations. Now if I try to maximize 15 minutes कर दूंगा, so that duration will become more and I will have more number of presentations जो कि 10 मिनट मार्क से लेस होंगे. वो बढ़ जाएगा, हमें उसको कम से कम रखना है. Right? So what is the total duration as of now? So can we say this is a total of 6 presentations that will take care of these? So 6 presentations और on an average 10 minutes लगा है, तो 60 minutes. 60 minutes नहीं खा गए out of 240 minutes. So can we say 180 minutes we need to make sure to have further, and each one is going to be exactly 10 minutes long. So ये 10 हो जाएगा, तो ये हमारे पास 18 presentations हो सकते हैं. So we can say maximum 18 presentations can be 10 minutes long, such that overall the sum is 240 minutes. There are 4 presentations which are at 12-minute mark or more, and 2 presentations calculate हो जाएंगे minimum, जो कि 10-minute mark से कम पे होंगे. See, okay. Next question number 7. नई टेक बाइट 18 आया, मेरे को कम से कम चाहिए 10-minute mark से नीचे. अगर मैंने उसको 12 से ज्यादा 15, 14, 13 करा ना, तो वो गैप बढ़ जाएगा. That deviation will increase, which will force me to have more presentations less than 10 minutes. ये presentations overall बढ़ेंगे तो total presentation से 10 minute वाले presentations भी कम हो जाएंगे. तो हमारी कोशिश तो यही रहेगी कि भाई कम से कम presentation में इसको compensate किया जा सके. Right? Okay. Next question. The ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys in a class is 2:3, and 3/4 of the number of boys scored more than 80% in the mid-sem exams. And if 50% of the students scored more than 80% in the mid-sem exams, then what proportion of girls in the class scored 80% or less than 80%? So here we have the categorization as boys and girls. और इसका further categorization is somebody who has scored more than 80% in the exam and somebody who has scored less than equal to 80% in the exam. Now the total number of boys and girls is given as 2:3. So to make the calculation easier, so that I can calculate 3/4 of boys and we can also calculate 50% of total students, तो अपन एक काम करते हैं, boys को 20 ले लेते हैं, girls को 30 ले लेते हैं. There are 20 boys and there are 30 girls. Now, out of these 20 boys, 3/4 of the boys scored more than 80%. 3/4 यानी 15 boys scored more than this. And 50% of the students scored more than 80%. 50% of students, ये कितना अपने पास? Sorry, 50 है. 50 का 50%, that is 25 overall students who scored more than 80%. Out of these 15, if 10 are girls, total 30 है, so this 20 are girls who scored less than this, और ये हमारे पास 5 हो जाएगा. The question is, what proportion of girls in the class scored 80% or less than 80%? So can we say what proportion of girls in the class ओके, सो मिस्टेक इधर हो गया बिकॉज पहले गर्ल्स लिखा हुआ है, क्योंकि मतलब वैल्यूज ही मैच नहीं कर रहे. सो girls and boys are in the ratio 2:3. So what we'll do is we'll take them as 300 and 200. So 200 girls and 300 boys ले लेते हैं. हाँ चलेगा. So 200 girls, 300 boys, total 500 students. 500 का 250 are of this type. Then 3/4 of the number of boys, 3/4 of 300 is going to be 225 boys. That means 25 girls here. That means 175 girls here. That means 75 girls here. 75 plus 175 is another 250. The same classification, same distribution, right? Now the question asked is, what proportion of girls in the class scored 80% or less? So can we say 200 में से 175? As in 175 is to 200. They both are divisible by 25. So this is 7:8. 7:8. Okay. The next one. A confused bank teller transposed the rupees and paise when he cashed a check for Shalini, giving her rupees instead of paise and paise instead of rupees. कहने का मतलब क्या? It means that if an amount says something like this, which is 20 rupees and 85 paise, the teller actually end up giving her 85 rupees and 20 paise. ये मतलब है. Okay. After buying a toffee for 50 paise, Shalini noticed that she was left with exactly 3 times as much as the amount on the check. Which of the following is a valid statement about the check amount on the check? Which of the following is a valid statement about the check amount? ठीक है. So what I will do in this case is मेरे को अपने आप को हाइड करना पड़ेगा और थोड़ा सा font size कम because we will need enough space for this, I believe. Okay, so what we will be doing is we will be converting the amount into paise only. क्योंकि पैसे को रुपीज में करेंगे पॉइंट आएगा, राइट? So 20 rupees 85 paise is 2085 paise. Similarly, 8520 is 8520 paise, right? Every rupee is 100 paise. So as per the question, what happened was उसके चेक पे actual A rupees B पैसे लिखा हुआ था. What did teller give her was B rupees and A paise. Now she received this much amount. उसमें से when she gave away 50 पैसे का chocolate, as in she gave it to shopkeeper और 50 पैसे की जगह chocolate ले लिया, then the amount that she was left with was exactly 3 times as much as the amount on the check. इसका 3 times था ये. So from here can I say कि actual check पे the amount we have is 100A plus B, right? टेलर ने उसको कितने पैसे दिए? 100B plus A. Now she spent 50 paise. Everything is in terms of paise, okay? The amount she is left with is 100B plus A minus 50. And as per the question, this is 3 times the amount on the check, right? So we will have 100B minus 3B. So 97B is equal to 300A minus A, which is 299A, and plus 50. अब ये आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा that B cannot be more than that. B cannot be more than 99 because if B is more than 99 तो 99 पैसे वो rupees में convert हो जाएंगे. Same is the logic with A. A cannot be more than 99 because A is also पैसे sometimes. दोनों ही 99 से कम है. 99 rupees 99 पैसे से कम है. So looking at this, we can say that my RHS should be in the multiple of 97. So 97 into 3 is going to be 291A plus 8A plus 50. So if I want this entire thing to be multiple of 97, this is already in the table of 97. I want this to be in the table of 97. So 8A plus 50 97 के टेबल में कब होगा? जब A की वैल्यू क्या होगी? So 97 into 5 तो नहीं होगा, 97 into 10 हो सकता है. अगर 97 into 10 ले लेंगे, so this will result in 970, 920, 8A is 920, A is going to be 105. उससे पहले आना चाहिए. 97 into 8. Okay, so the next part requires 970. ठीक है, काम करते हैं, A की वैल्यू पुट करते हैं. सी एट द वैल्यू ऑफ A इज इक्वल टू 1 2 5 तक तो नहीं आ रहा, right? Because this will be simply 90. If I put 6, that will not be there. So 97 is equal to 8A plus 50. This will not happen. 97 का double, which is 194, is 8A plus 50. Can this happen? तो मैं ऐसे एक एक करके चेक कर लेता हूँ. So we will have 8A is equal to 144, or A is going to be 18. So A is going to be 18 and B is going to be 2. So यानी कि उसके actual check पे it was 18 rupees and 2 पैसे. So what is the valid statement about the check amount? It was over 18 rupees but less than 19 rupees. Unfortunately, we have two variables and one equation. This is the only way by which we can solve a bit of hit and trial. इससे ज़्यादा हम कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते. Okay. Next question. Find the minimum value of y where y is equal to this for all x greater than 0. So this is, sorry, find the maximum value. If I want to find the maximum value of this, can I say this can be rewritten as y is equal to, 1 upon 8x plus 15 plus 32 by x. इसका maximum चाहिए, right? What I have done is I have brought x नीचे. Now, if I want to find out the maximum value of this, this is another way of saying to find the minimum value of this. अब इसमें minimum में 15 तो anyways is going to be there. In other words, we need to find out the minimum value of this. क्योंकि 15 को minimum नहीं कर सकते ना, 15 is already a constant. I can only minimize something that is related to variable. Now, the minimum value of such a term using AMGM, हम बोल सकते हैं ना कि 8x plus 32 by x AM is going to be greater than equal to 8x into 32 by x square root, which will result in x getting cancelled out. So 2 into 4, 8. नहीं, हाँ 64 का स्क्वायर रूट 8 होता है और 4 का स्क्वायर रूट 2, oh sorry 16, my bad, 8 into 2, this is going to be 16. So from here can we say that 8x plus 32 upon x is going to be greater than equal to 32, which means the minimum value of this is going to be 32. 32 plus 15, that is going to be 47. 47 minimum है तो 1 by 47 maximum होगा. Okay, next question. If n is equal to this, what is the value of n? So we can see that in every pair of terms, छोटा number is positive, the larger number is negative. So I will be getting a negative answer. So if I take out minus, नहीं minus रहने देते हैं. If I write this as a square minus b square format, this will look like a minus b into a plus b. Similarly, the next pair as a minus b into a plus b. And this will continue until the last term, which is of the form again a square minus b square, that results in a minus b into a plus b. So this will become minus 2 times 2 plus 4. I'm not going to write down 2 plus 4 as 6 because that will make things difficult. I'll leave it as such. Then 6 minus 8, that is another minus 2 times 6 plus 8. And this continues. The last term will be minus 2 times 98 plus 100. Now what I will do is I'll take out minus 2 common and I will be left with 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 and so on up to 98 and 100. This is nothing but sum of all the even numbers. Now how do we calculate product of consecutive even numbers starting with 2 up to a particular n? It's given as n into n plus 1. तो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8, right? This is given as, this is 2n. So what is n here? वो आप इधर लिख देते हो. So obviously 2n is 8. That would mean n is equal to 4. If you put it over here, you will get 4 into 5, which is 20, which is exactly the sum here. So if I consider this to be 2n, this will become minus 2 times n into n plus 1, where of course n is going to be 50. So this becomes minus 2 times 50 into 51. So this is 100, which will result in minus 5100. Right? Next question. Let f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c be a quadratic function whose minimum value is 4 at x is equal to minus 4. If f of 0 is equal to 4 and f of 6 is equal to 12, find the value of p. So ये याद रखना कि you are given a quadratic f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. If you convert this into a times, let's not confuse you, if this is written as p times x minus q का whole square plus r, where p is not equal to 0, they are the same written in a very different format. पहला वाला general है, दूसरा perfect square format में. In this case, if p is positive, you will get a minima. If p is negative, you will get a maxima. What is that minima or maxima? That's the number written outside. And that you will be getting when x is going to be equal to q. This particular approach and not this one, the differentiation approach, minus b by 2 approach, उनसे काफी faster approach है ये, perfect square approach. So when I read only this, तो मेरे को पता है कि मेरे को minimum मिलना है. As in, I will have something like p x minus, कहाँ मिलता है? minus 4 पे. So x plus 4 का whole square, and what is the minimum value I get? I get a 4. Now I need to find out the value of p here. तो उसके लिए हमें ये given है कि f of 0, which is going to be p 0 plus 4 का whole square plus 4, and this is given to us as 4. So if we solve this, How is it possible कि minimum value is 4 minus 4 पे और फिर 0 पे भी 4 है? That's not possible. If we take f of 6 is equal to 12, so this is going to give us p is equal to minus 8 by 100, which will result in minus 2 by 25. So the function is going to be, so I have chosen this and not this one. This is given as minus 2 upon 25. X plus 4 का whole square plus 4, which when expanded will become minus 2x square plus 8x sorry plus 8x plus 16 by 25 and then plus 4. We are asked to find the value of b as in the coefficient of b. क्वेश्चन में गड़बड़ी है. आई रियली होप कि ये क्वेश्चन जो है ये Z का ना हो, because you can't have a minimum value of a quadratic at two different places. कि 4 यहाँ पे भी आ रहा है, 4 यहाँ पे भी आ रहा है, at two different values of x, of course. So even though whatever is given may give us some answer, but the question is wrong here, as in it's not possible in quadratic. So जो ये करवाना चाहते हैं वो कर लेते हैं. Minimum value you get is at minus b by 2a. So at x is equal to minus b by 2a, you will be getting that minimum value. So this is given as minus 4, or this will give us b is equal to 8a. Then when f of 0 is equal to 4 is given, so f of 0, that is going to be c is equal to 4. So c की value आपको आ गई. Then it is given f of 6, that is going to be 36a plus 6b plus c is equal to 12, where c is given as 4 and b is given as 8a. So 36a plus 6 times 8a is equal to 8. So we will have 36 plus 48, which is going to give us 84a is equal to 8, or a is equal to 2 upon 21. If a is going to be 2 upon 21, this becomes 8 times 2 upon 21, which is 16 by 21. I still don't see a 21 here. So, like I said, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. f of 0 4 नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be something else. So there is some problem. 8 by 15 is what they are saying. So ये 2 by 21 की जगह 15 चाहिए मुझे. And this is going to be 15. If that is going to be 6. And first of all, this should be 6. So I get that. So in order to have a 90, I need a 54. And 54 will happen when I take that as a 9. (48), 42. Some typo in the question. Let's move to the next one. Find the remainder when 2501 into 2502 into 2503 up to 3000 plus 3001 into 3002 is divided by 201 factorial. Okay. Two 2501 to 3000, that's a total of 500 numbers there. I'm going to rewrite this as in a different way. I'm going to write this as ulta likh raha hu to make it easier to understand. 3000 into 2999 and so on up to 2502 and 2501. This is a product of 500 consecutive natural numbers. If you multiply a 500 consecutive natural number ka product, and if you divide it by the product of first 500 consecutive natural number, it will be divisible. As in the remainder will be 0. अगर ये समझने में दिक्कत है तो मैं आपको ये बता देता हूं कि एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल लेते हैं. लेट्स टेक 3 consecutive natural numbers कहीं पे भी. जैसे मुझे मन करा, I felt like taking 17 into 18 into 19. 17 into 18 into 19, this is 3 consecutive natural number. ये 3 factorial से divisible होगा. As in it's going to be divisible by the product of the first 3 natural numbers. Similarly, if I take, let's say, 203 into 204 into 205 into 206 into 207 into 208. This is definitely divisible by 6 factorial. Unless 6 factorial से divisible है तो 5, 4, 3 सबसे divisible होगा, as in factorials of those. Same logic here. If we look at the divisor, which is product of 201 consecutive numbers, the first 201 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 up to 201, then as long as the numerator is product of 201 consecutive numbers or more, it would always result in 0 as the remainder. So this component, the bracket component, ये तो आपको 0 देने वाला है remainder. As in the only remainder that I will be getting will be what 3001 and 3002 is going to give me. So 3001 when divided by 201, I'm not worried about the quotient part. So this gives me 991, or this is going to give me 8 times, so 808, which results in 182. Is it correct? Let's verify it once. 3001 201 से divide करना है. Sorry, 201 factorial से करना है. So this is going to give us 198 और वो मेरे को 199 देने वाला है. So since the divisor is more than the dividend, can we say इन दोनों का product ही तो होगा. 3001 into 3002 का product जो होगा वही remainder होने वाला है, because 201 is a larger number. तो ये तो बहुत बड़ा हो जाएगा नहीं. 3000 into 3000 itself is going to be more than 90,000. ये तो 9,000 तो नहीं होगा. Actually simpler था. So first of all, you need to remember this pure logic, basic logic. And the second part is, since it's factorial, so obviously आपको remainder वही आएगा. In other words, when you divide 7 by 12, what is the remainder you get? You get 7 only. So 3001 into 3002 is going to be 9 followed by 6 zeros, which is going to be 90 lakh plus. इससे तो बड़ा होगा, and this is in as an unfathomable 201 factorial. So your divisor is larger. So divisor larger है तो dividend is your remainder. About the colleges and the courses and the sessions that are about to take place. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining.